another short story about a girlfriend who felt so safe in her relationship and thought her boyfriend was such a pushover that she could get him to agree to an open relationship and, milk it for all it's worth. Unfortunately for her, it completely backfires and it kicks her to the curb. And no surprise, eventually, now she's trying to get a second chance with him and he ain't having it. And it goes to show, guys, they bring up the open relationship, they don't love you at all. In fact, a lot of times it's them having fun on the side and potentially monkey branching to somebody better. Don't fall for it. Title: Am I the a-hole for breaking up with my partner and she asked for an open relationship? And a shout out to Gregory for sending this story. And I don't know how they ask if he's the a-hole for that, but anyhow. It says, I'm 30 years old. I've been dating my partner, a 29-year female, for 2 years. Smack! Don't call her partner. She's your girlfriend. We have never been entirely peaches and cream, easygoing, but we have generally had a pretty open communication, and I would say largely mature relationship. Well, you're mature. She's not mature. She's asking for an open relationship. The problem arises in that about 2 weeks ago, as we were splitting up for the day, after a minor argument, she handed me a note that looked like it had been carried around for 7 days. Once home, I read the note, and it was typed out on a Word document headlined, The Case for an Open Relationship. She actually wrote you a report. I've been very open with my partner that I am not interested in ENM, poly, open anything. No shame on those who it works for, but I am jealous, and I'm also not interested. Well, it doesn't make you jealous, it just makes you have a problem with your girl wanting to hook up with other dudes. Reading this, she made several points, all of which boiled down that she wanted to sleep with previous partners who I didn't know, but she was still friends with, and didn't want to sleep with randoms. Oh, well, that's very big of her not wanting to sleep with just random dudes, but at least they're guys she used to know. This is a problem that she's still friends with those guys and stays in communication with those guys. It was also to be done without sharing details with each other and should operate on a don't ask, don't tell policy. Somebody's monkey branching. Maybe this is basically, she is not sure about this current relationship, but she's not going to break up with him, but she can test the waters with the old guys to see how that worked out. If it doesn't work out, she still has this guy. She is so selfish. I try to be cool and offer compromises. We tell each other about our experiences, we involve each other, we pick new partners from outside of our lives, but she was adamant. Several times I expressed how this feels like cheating with more steps, or my sanctioning, which she absolutely denies. Yeah, well, smack to him for even entertaining that for a little bit. Dude. Now, he wakes up. She said it would be perfectly normal behavior for one of her friends to fly across the country to sleep with her and leave. Sodom Gomorrah 2.0. I haven't said that in a while, but really this is what we're living in. I, again, in no uncertain terms, said I was not cool with this, especially that scenario. She maintains that it's not about sex, and rather it's about not having money, social connections, or thrills. So, yeah, it doesn't make a lot of money, so she wants somebody that can obviously spend money on her. Isn't about sex. This is about creating a bigger world for myself outside of this apartment and yours. It's about escapism and validation and fixing the immense boredom I don't have the money or resources to fix myself. So she's giving him a hard time that he doesn't make money. She's upset that she doesn't make enough money. So this is her escapism from the shitty life she has with this guy. Real nice. Her current tact is trying to make me excited about all the women that she claims I'd be sleeping with if we opened the relationship, but I'm honestly pretty disgusted by this immaturity and disrespect. Am I the a-hole just to break up? Am I being closed-minded and should give this a shot? Smack! Well, it gives me some clues about this dude, because when he started this thing and said his partner, that shows me probably his mindset of his generation. And already, am I being closed-minded here? Because probably with his generation, they might think this is not a bad idea. No, you're not the a-hole. And no, you're not closed-minded. This is your girlfriend. And you're in a committed relationship. She shouldn't be hooking other guys and wanting that. And she's trying to sell you on this, how great it would be, hooking up with girls left and right. It is much harder for a guy to get to have hookups. If he's in the top 5 to 10% of guys in terms of his looks, his height, his build, his charisma, personality, his money and resources, then it's easier. But it's 10 times easier for an average chick to get nonstop sausage than a good-looking guy. But she's trying to sell him on it. This is ridiculous. Well, watch this. So I broke up with her. Bravo. Good job. You should have done it the second she sent you that freaking report. There was a lot of crying and begging and guilting, but the horses out of the barn, and there was no chasing them back in. Good for you, man. Yeah, she didn't expect this. She expected him to cave, and now that he said no, now the crying and begging. Well, since then, I've gotten back into running, maintained my normal 5-day gym routine, and actually been able to focus on work because I was not constantly monitoring and feeling responsible for someone else's emotional state. Did you hear that? He was with her. He was constantly freaking giving her attention because she's obviously high maintenance, and he was skipping his usual dedication to the gym, amongst other things, and he's getting caught up with work. That's what high maintenance girls, a lot of them, do to guys. They take them away from their purpose. I had basically no contact with her until this last week when she reached out to ask if she still wanted us to be at my +1 to a close friend of mine's wedding this past weekend. See, she's reaching out to him. No, you're not going to be my +1. In no uncertain terms, I said that given that this was going to be pretty a religious and politically fraught affair, that we are no longer together. I did not think it was worth it, and I would be going alone. Yeah, man, go solo. Maybe you might meet a cute chick there. Who the hell knows, But no, they always come back, what I tell you. What happened to all those guys she was talking about? Where are those boyfriends from across the country, ex-boyfriends, to come see her? I guess they're not coming to see her anymore. While she accepted that gracefully, she is clearly struggling and has told me so. Not your problem. I've been very clear that with her that there is no chance of us getting back together, but at least for now, I'm willing to listen to her as a friend. Smack! Don't do it, dude. She's going to try to rope you in. Guaranteed. Selfishly, this has been a way to be more honest with her because now that my advice is coming from a friend and not her partner, the tough love and honesty seems to actually be getting through rather than dismissed as just me being a dick or vindictive. So yeah. No, dude, she's playing along so she can rope you back in. She's probably hoping, I bet you guys what she's probably doing here is hoping like, okay, we'll play the friend route, and she'll come over one night and talk to him, seduce him, they sleep together, and oh well, surprise, she's pregnant. That's what I expect to happen. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Being single sucks, and I hate being on the apps, but all in all, it's been a massive boon to my mental health, and I know that someday I will find a partner who wants the same things that I do and gives me the same respect, support, and compassion that I'm trying to extend. Well, that's the right attitude, except for saying partner, and you may hate being single, but guess what? You're never going to be able to be in the right place and right headspace you need to be, guys, if you can't handle being on your own. That's one of the biggest problems guys have. Thanks all for the often harsh advice and the affirmation that I was not acting unreasonably. This thing was like 2 parts. So he was getting a lot of shit early on, but he obviously woke up to reality. So good for him. So guys, they bring up the open relationship. Goodbye, sayonara, it is over. Now, a few comments here before I wrap it up. One guy says, setting aside all of the red flags and incompatibilities, the fact that she's already had a detailed plan by her ex flying out to bang her means she's been planning this and her ex behind your back, and if I were in your shoes, I'd consider that cheating and dump her all over that. Well, that was before he did the update here. Yeah, she was planning all that shit behind the scenes. She's a big cheater. The time to open a relationship, this is a new one. The time to open a relationship is the time to open a relationship is before a serious relationship. You maintain that from the beginning that you are monogamous. She wants you to change who you are. That is not a fair ask. She either has cheated or plans to cheat and wants permission so she won't feel guilty. She's not going to feel guilty either way. She wants a don't ask, don't tell policy so she doesn't have to tell you when she cheats. She'll have the freedom to sleep with whoever she wants after the breakup. She just wants you around for the security between adventures. You're in no way obligated to play that part. Bingo. And one more, this guy says, if she is to this point 2 years in the relationship, it's not likely to get better. If you're not 100% into this, then it's going to be a slow breakup anyway. Also note that you're unlikely to be sleeping with lots of new girls. That is not how it works for guys in open relationships. Thank you, it's not. A girl can easily walk into a bar and start flirting, tell a guy she's in an open relationship, and take him to bed. She can have several new guys a week if she wants. A good-looking woman could have several guys a night if she wants. She could go in there, take one guy, go outside, hook up in the car, come back, another guy, next. The Bonnie Blue thing's a perfect example. And she ain't that good-looking. It's all the makeup, guys, on Bonnie. Almost all men will have a much harder time starting a conversation with a woman to begin with, and once she knows you're in a relationship, even an open one, most of the time they will no longer be interested. It takes a lot of work for men. It's much harder than finding women to sleep with when single. Exactly. So anyhow, guys, never go along with the open relationship, and she got hers. But you better be careful with this friendship shit. I advise him not to be friends with her because I guarantee you she's going to rope him in. Come over, or I'll come over to your place and hang out, watch Netflix. And next thing you know, she's pregnant and says it's his kid, and we got to get back together. So be warned.